Well,
Um,
like, how do you feel about the nightmare that is a human-shaped homunculus named Ditto?
I love that Ditto is getting pushed because
I also love this.
this is something that's been hilarious and fun and kind of creepy for years now, and Pokemon has not leaned into it anywhere near as much as it could have, and I think that it's dope to see this happening here. Um, the weirdness of the human-shaped, like, flopping around person pretending to be the trainer is great. I love everything about how weird it is.
There's so many little tiny details that they're doing like a pretty good job in like general shapes, but anything specific is like complete show.
Well,
Like the hat is melting off because it's just goo. It's just more goo.
Jotaro style. And I would even say like you know that they wanted to lean into the weirdness part because the fact that when learning new moves, Ditto doesn't completely just transform and do the
No, I'm a
move.
half-ass it.
It comes out of the arms, and yeah, you get vine whip arms or like, you know, water barf and all that stuff, and it's like, oh, you're doing the creepy thing that everyone draws the comics about, you know. It's great. Love that.
And that weirdness also applies to Pokopia's like dialogue. Like I have not gotten that far into it, but like I had a Squirtle chasing around a Charmander who was like, "Bro, get the fuck away from me!"
Yeah.
Like you keep spitting water everywhere, and it's gonna get on my tail, and I'm fucking freaked out. Can you not do that, man?
I think overall, yeah, that a big part of the bit here is like having the Pokemon talk and you can understand what they're saying and just hearing what the fuck they're up to or what their mannerisms are beyond just saying their name without having to be like Meowth or a special exception, you know?
Yeah, and it's like, hey, did you know that these hyper specialized animals are fucking weird?
Did you know that Venusaur talks with an ara ara?
I did not. I did not know that.
Venusaur uses ara ara.
That's weird.
Yeah. Think about that one for a minute. Let that stew. Whatever that means.
How far did you get when you were playing Pokopia?
I had a moment of like almost sequence breaking because the moment I got the ability to punch the fucking walls open.
Right, you know.
I just went all the way to the coast and found a Magikarp.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually like kind of what you're supposed to do.
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah, I did. I just went all the way through. And
did you hang out with Slowpoke?
No, I didn't know. I basically just found the Magikarp and came back around. I found I've just some of the beginner ones, you know, not much.
Yeah. So we're talking about Pokemon Pokopia for the Nintendo Switch 2, if you haven't picked up on that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really thrilled that I played Stardew Valley like 2 weeks ago to completion because it really, really helped me contextualize what the fuck Pokopia actually is.
Mm-hmm.
And now I have the pieces I need to understand the entire like village simulator genre from tip to tip, because at the one tip you have Animal Crossing, which is like nearly exclusively character oriented.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
I need this kind of shit in my house. I need this, and very little infrastructure.
Mm-hmm.
Right. On the flip side, on the absolute ass end of the world, you have stuff like Satisfactory and Factorio, in which the only character in that game is pavement and pipes and machinery.
The social aspect is not
it's
the thing.
Entirely infrastructure. And this Pokopia lives on the like character side of that divide, but not as far as I thought, because I did discover pieces that will lead to future infrastructure.
I need your help to make this island better, but I also want to make you happy. And so you being satisfied is a part of the goal too. You're making friends and your friends are helping you work, unlike just pal worlding it, which it almost feels like, hey, we got to cleanse the fucking palette a little bit. by having the labor that these Pokemon do be voluntary help, and you're also making their lives cozier.
Like, when did Pokopia start development?
The
'Cause it
moment
almost
the moment Pal World dropped.
because it feel no, it had
no,
to be
no,
in
no, no,
dev
no.
for
It was
longer
no. I'm
than
sure.
that.
I'm sure Stardew and all that were from.
But it
beforehand,
actually feels like, well, it's Dragon Quest Builders 3. Like that's an existing genre that Tecmo Koei makes that is literally this. It's just Dragon Quest instead of Pokemon.
yeah. Okay.
But it feels like the idea for this was like within the Pal World hype cycle of we would like a wholesome working with your Pokemans.
If this came at you pre-Pat's Pastures, you might have hated it.
It did. It was announced
Before you started.
prior to Pat's Pastures.
Okay.
And I was like, who the fuck gives a shit about this fucking Pokemon thing you don't even fight?
And I was saying, yeah, because I was like, no, that looks interesting right away. And I like the part where like it seems like a post-apocalyptic setup, you know, and the
I did like the Ditto gross part. I did like right away. I was like, oh yeah, Ditto's gross. I like it.
and so now with the context of just cozy, it all makes sense.
There are little bits and pieces that I can see actually will scale up, not into like large scale manufacturing, but like definitely more than nothing. Like, did Scyther do anything goofy for you in your playthrough?
Scyther, he helped me cut the wood up, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, so like I need chopped lumber to make things. And hey, how do I get chopped lumber? I hand logs to Scyther. It's like, okay, I found a block that turns water flow on and off.
Okay.
In a channel.
Okay. Yeah.
And
I found that.
Yeah, you found that. That's right next to the Magikarp, right?
Yeah.
So I hope you don't mind, but I'm going to talk about the thing that happens right after, where like literally 10 minutes later.
Spoilers, whatever, it's fine.
But I don't know.
It's fine. I
never know. So you need to make it rain for whatever reason, and the Tangle is like, bro, you need a fucking Slowpoke in here. Slowpokes can make it rain.
So okay. I didn't even know there was an evolution.
Yeah, and so I'm like, I'm gonna go down, and you get the Slowpoke, and the Slowpoke comes out of the ocean right next to where you found the Magikarp, right? And you're like, hey, Slowpoke, what's up? And he's like, hey, and he talks like he's stoned, and he's fucking slow, and his dialogue takes forever. And
the sloth from Zootopia.
Absolutely. And so the quest then becomes like, hey, you got to get Slowpoke to go talk to Tangrowth over at the busted Pokemon Center, right? And you're like, hey, can you come with me? And he's like, I really don't want to, but can you just water the ground between here and there so it's softer on my feet and build staircases the whole way there, please?
Okay.
And then in one of the loading screen tips, it says, hey, did you know that Pokemon move faster on paths that have been watered and restored?
Okay.
So you get to building a road from the Poke Center to the coast
for efficiency,
for travel. And then you tell Slowpoke, hey, man, I got it. And he goes, okay. And he takes like 10 to 15 minutes to walk that incredibly small distance. And like, you can't make him go faster at all. Right. So it's like, okay, fine, fuck it. I guess I'll go put more decorations around Charizard's fucking patch of grass.
Now I feel like there's also a fine line where there's an upper limit on how tasks can be handled. I think I don't know what the end game looks like here, but I have to imagine you can only bring a task up to your Pokemon and ask them to do it wherever they are on the spot, and that they probably do not want any part of this game to be picking up that Pokemon and putting it here on a line. and having a task place where they're getting at it, right? Especially when you've got the little builders with the fucking wood in their hands, or those dudes. The assembly line the assembly line is probably what they're trying to avoid imagery of.
So what's smart is that the default layout of the area, it makes it so that you need grass next to a tree to get a scyther right, and you need a boulder with shade to get a timber.
Yeah.
So it just so happens the two perfect spots to do that are right next to the Poke Center, which is where you probably put your workbench down.
Yep.
So the two guys you get right away that are part of the manufacturing arm of your Pokemon settlement happen to end up sitting next to each other. But you can go further. Like, as long as you meet their needs and they're happy, yeah, you can move these bitches around to wherever. You could absolutely get a line of fucking trees and throw the grass down
and create
and
the
load
conditions.
it up with fucking scythers and cutters.
They just happen to live there. Yeah. Right. Yeah, your home
But also,
is in a line.
Scyther is
Okay.
like efficient because you can give him as many logs as you want and he'll turn it into however many chopped woods that you want.
Okay. But this needs to be like, they need to be free range no matter what at the end of the day.
You know what you could do? You know what you could do? You could build a house.
Oh.
No, you could spend the resources to build a house, and then you could make a row of houses, and then you could fill the interiors of the house with the things that they need and want. And that way you can place them wherever you would happen to like.
And their coziness can be maintained.
And then they would hang
space.
out right next to their house.
Yes, I see.
You're basically making them just comfortable enough to not complain.
Yep.
And thus you have accidentally created the Pokemon middle class.
slash the surf state. Yes.
And like I got a little further where like I got a Hoot and he started to complain like a lot because he happened to be next to all the other Pokemon, and his complaint wasn't that he was next to the others. His complaint is that Hoot likes a dark space. But my Charmander and my Charizard and my Venusaur and my Drifloon, they're all like, I want campfires and lights everywhere. So Hoot was miserable. So I just chucked him off into the cave where you start the game, right? But now that means that any Pokemon that likes darkness or caves or rocks is going to end up there. And so we'll have a secondary Pokemon settlement of the cave people.
Okay. I also got a combi, early. That was one of the ones that popped up.
Combi just gives you a bunch of shit he finds on the fucking floor.
And that reminded me, I was like, oh yeah. Like, all Gen 1 jokes aside, there was a bunch of cool ones I enjoyed in like X and Y. Because Vespiquen.
Yeah, there's 300. So it's definitely more than Gen 1.
Yeah, Vespiquen was on my final team in that. Yeah, besides like Zangoose and Chestnut and Throw and Sock, But no, yeah, it was a a little start like that was. I feel like the goal was implied to be rebuild the Pokemon Center, and then you get your full town looking vibe, right? At some point, that's going to be the
so like
final
after you get the Slowpoke there, like becomes this like very involved tutorial about raising the humidity of the area.
Oh,
and it's like the humidity of the area is like, okay, hit those sparkly rocks on the wall to get more water into the area. Make sure to route the water to the horsey statue that's in the back there, so there's more water.
Right.
Bring the trees back to life. Plant more grass. These kinds of things. You got to get this place humid. But at a certain point, the Charmander and Charizard are going to be like, "This sucks. Actually, it's too humid in here. Mm-hmm. I don't like it. I need somewhere drier."
So now we need to create different spaces.
So now we need to create the fire ghetto.
Yes. Right. We need the segregation of the types.
Yes. It's too wet in here.
Natural environments, of course.
And I got a little bit of a preview of where the game is going in like the very, very, very long thing. So if you feel like it, Woolie, as soon as you start the game and get the Rock Smash, you can go look at what the game's post-game content looks like.
Oh, just punch your way through to it?
So, did you find Drifloon?
No.
So, how if you're staring straight at the Poke Center, there's like a wall that you can punch through to your left.
Okay.
Right. If you go through there's a bridge that goes way off into the horizon. Oh. And in order to cross that bridge, you need to have Rock Punch to pick up blocks
and then
put blocks down so that you can cross the bridge. And when you go to cross the bridge, it says, "Hey." you as a new player might definitely want more experience before you go to this location. Do you still
Okay.
want to go to this location?
Okay. So,
And I went, fuck yeah, I do.
and it's a different zone.
And you walk through, and the post game zone is Pallet Town.
Hey.
And it is like 4 times larger than the area you start in.
Cool.
Like from horizon to horizon, it's absolutely fucking enormous.
Okay.
And it is completely flat.
Yeah.
And it is like there's a mountain area in the middle, but it's like it's a giant flat space. It looks like a Minecraft map.
Okay.
And this is where, okay, do you have most of the decks? Do you have all the technology? Do you have everything you want to do? Build your fucking whole society however the fuck you want.
Ditto restart civilization.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Like it's absolutely, it's wildly intimidating. And I wanted to check something, so I left and then went to go back in, and it still told me, hey man, this is for much later in the game. Are you sure? So until you like beat the main quest, it's gonna be like, hey, maybe
you're not ready for this.
Maybe you should know what the fuck you're doing. And what was there was also multiple different Poke Centers that had been fallen into disrepair.
Right. I wonder if there will ever be any sort of hint or explanation, or do we just leave it to the imagination?
It's probably going to be some nonsense like the ending from one of the games took place and all humanity died or something like that.
Something. So, you know, all humanity evolved, right? And joined up in the great big Pokeball light.
Or you know, they reached enlightenment and they all became energy beings.
Yeah, no, one giant Pokemon ball, but one giant Pokeball that looked like Rei Ayanami lit up, and everyone turned into light and zapped into it.
Oh yeah.
Because, you know, humans and Pokemon we came from the same DNA origins.
But yeah, it is a good feeling, satisfying, good looking, charming, feature rich, good music. Like it's got a lot going for it. And on top of that, Ditto's fucking weird and gross.
It is funny jumping into that from it just in contrast, because I was playing another high octane game.
You were playing the baby trader,
Space Warlord, baby trading simulator. And
bro, I watched you play that for like 10 minutes, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah,
I was absolutely baffled.
But the difference in just like firing synapses is massive, to the point where like you need to be in a cozy mood playing Pokopia. If I depending on the mood I'm in, I might be like sleepy, you know, going through it. But for something that you can just pop on, do a little tinkering here and there, upkeep a little of this or a little of that, maybe go find a new one. And finding new Pokemon is fast and easy. You know, it feels like they have a very.
I like loaded in my game save, like I streamed it, and then I just like later that night, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna tidy up some of the spaces, and I loaded in, and there were like 3 Pokemon waiting in the tall grass because they were night Pokemon.
Okay, time of day, right. And that
because Pokopia uses a real-time clock.
Yeah. Okay. And so ultimately that's another part of it too, where it's just like, oh, discovering a new one, like it happens so often and frequently that you're like, yeah, let me pop it in and go see what else is showing up, you know, which is nice if there's 300 of them to get. So, yeah, pretty cool so far. Well done. It's one of those things that the only not complaint, but like the thing I have with it is I'm like, this should have existed years ago. Right, we should like Pokopia should be a franchise on its 3rd entry right now.
I actually totally agree. My you know, blue sky character limit thoughts on Pokopia after I finished streaming it was, I think that Pokopia uses Pokemon, the brand, better than Pokemon games, because it's like you get to actually dive into the nitty gritty of the Pokemon rather than them just being like move lists with a graphic.
And that's also what I liked about Concierge, and you know, this the Pokemon stuff where it just like it's almost like Discovery Channel, just like straight up focusing on them themselves and hanging out and the what's the word? Whatever, biodiversity, or the flora and
Yeah.
fauna.
Like, did you get a move from Magikarp?
Yeah, splash or whatever, flop, and
Yeah,
it's like,
so like Magikarp, this absolute dog shit loser motherfucker, gives you the ability to jump, and it's the best
it's great.
thing you could possibly get. It's an absolutely vital, mandatory part of your kit. It's part of your button
Magikarp
layout.
is worthless doing it, flopping around, and it's the whole tutorial's a joke. But then in the end, you're like, oh, it's literally a jump.
Oh, thank you, Magikarp.
It's a
You've given me
platforming
like
tool.
you finished my kit for me. I love you.
It was great. Yeah, so Pokopia, solid so far, from just a little preview there.
It also very much follows like the Stardew. Like when I got to the Pokemon Center and they're like, you need to feed the Pokemon Center these materials. I was like, oh, okay, this is like the community center. And then I got the first like set. I did the first like cash in on the Pokemon Center. Do you know what the second set is? The second set of items is you need to feed me 10 of each of these farmed crops.
Oh,
and I like, oh, I have seeds, and it's like, no, you must till the soil first.
Yeah, okay, actually create society, and then the Poke Center will return, and with it, Nurse Jenny will just be alive inside of it as it's built.
Oh, I'm pretty sure Nurse Joy is like a clone or some weird shit. Like, the Jennies are sisters. I think the Joys are freaks.
Not human.
Not human.
Ditto
no.
all along. Oops, all Ditto.
Oh, did you fall off a high place?
Not yet.
So when you fall off a high location, you don't take any fall damage, but when Ditto hits the fucking ground, they deform and go and splat back into a regular Ditto.
When you're crawling into the water as well, same thing. Ditto just becomes Ditto, and then has to turn back into human.
The game never allows you to forget that you are a human facsimile.
Don't get caught up. Don't get caught up in your human form.
Like you're not a person.
Every time you stare at your weird face and your eyes blinking.
So I love the title, the title screen in that game is made entirely out of photos that you have taken, because every photo I take in Pokopia is me doing a selfie with the horrible Ditto face on, just looking really unhappy, just like while I'm like photo bombing real Pokemon.
There's something kind of wild to imagining like humans discovering an island that is running as if people were there, but they're not, and it's just Pokemon.
Yeah, the Pokemon can just do it themselves.
This is some fucking Yoko Taro shit, right? Like to come years later and find an island where structures and electricity and buildings are functioning and not a human to be found is peak fucking near.
Yeah, we really weren't necessary at all, were we? Oh, darn.